Of Israelis took to the streets over the weekend protesting against the government and calling for new elections. Israel's prime minister is facing some of the most pressure coming at him from home and abroad. WENY Washington correspondent Rachel Knapp breaks down the significance of these protests tonight. Rachel.
Good evening, Renata. In a couple of days, it'll mark 6 months since Hamas attacked Israel. But even before the October 7th attacks, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was already facing heavy criticism at home. But now a new group of people are joining in on these protests, calling for new leadership in Israel. Now, before the October 7th attacks from Hamas, Netanyahu was already facing internal pushback after being hit with corruption charges and attempting an overhaul of the judicial system, which ultimately was blocked. But international affairs experts say Israeli people feel the October 7th attack from Hamas was a failure by the Israeli government. So they took to the streets in Israel, calling for a new election. Experts say for the first time, many families of the hostages joined these anti-government protesters calling on new leadership. Experts say the merging of these groups is significant.
A large number of, though not all of, a large number of the hostage families expressed that they have become so frustrated with Netanyahu and with their belief that he is not doing everything that he can to free the hostages, and that in fact he fears making a deal with Hamas because he believes that that will be that will lead to the end of his government and then to elections, after which he will be nothing more than a private citizen who has three corruption charges pending.
And Renata, Netanyahu has fired back on these calls for a new election, saying now is not the time to hold a new election while they're at war with Hamas. And he's also addressing some of the concerns from the families of the hostages, saying that it's outrageous to think that he's not doing everything that he can to release these hostages. But he's also facing a lot of pressure here in the U.S. President Biden has said before that, or at least questioned some of Israel's military operation, especially because he says that he is concerned about some of these innocent civilians in Gaza during some of these military operations by Israel. And also some criticisms from New York Senator Chuck Schumer. Just a couple weeks ago, he took to the Senate floor saying that Netanyahu was a major obstacle to peace, and he called on new leadership in Israel. Renata, back to you.